Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if you are new here. My name is Angie and I am the Budget Millennial. Here on my channel I like to talk all things finances, budgeting, saving, tips, tricks, and then also I like to sprinkle a little bit of lifestyle on there as well. In today's video we're going to be talking about everything that I spent my money on for the month of June 2022. So let's jump straight into it. Okay, so the month of June, an interesting one, probably more expensive than what I initially thought. I did do a what I spend in a week a couple of weeks ago, but I feel like a whole month gives you a more holistic idea of what and how much I spend my money. So for the month of June, I'm going to do it from the very 1st until the 30th of June. Sorry, my cat has just come to say hello. This is Honey. Say hello. She doesn't really like being held very much. She's going to help us with talking about all the money that we spent in June. Okay, so I'm going to split this video up into two parts. A fixed spending and also a variable spending as well. Now, with the variable spending, there are some bits that I have already budgeted for, like birthdays, phone bills, what else, like any sort of subscriptions. I've already budgeted for that, but I'm going to include it anyway, and I'm going to include it in the total amount just to make things so much easier. Okay, so let's first jump into fixed expenses. Okay, first off, for the fixed expenses, let's talk about my mortgage. For a mortgage that I have with my partner, Lewis, we don't actually split it 50-50. He does pay more of the mortgage than I do, purely for the fact that he earns a significant amount more than me. So we feel that that is fair because it also gives me the opportunity to save some money. So for the mortgage, I pay $800 per month. For groceries, we both pay the same amount of money into our groceries account, which is $400, and that pays for every kind of household expense that we might have for every month. Next is household bills. That is gas, water, electricity, and also the internet. And every month, Lewis and I put $140 each into a joint account. When the bills come in, that money is already kind of sitting there. It builds up every single month, and then we just pay the bills straight away as soon as they come in. Okay, so they're probably my most fixed expense. So they come every single month. I know the date that they are withdrawn from my account. I know how much exactly I'm going to put into each different account that Lewis and I have together. So now let's talk about variable expenses. So every single month, my expenditures or spenditures, whatever the correct word is, changes every single month. It depends on if there is a birthday. It depends on if we are going away. It also depends on if it's school holidays or not. Right now in July, it is school holidays. So my spending for July will be a lot more or possibly a lot less, depending on if we are going away or not. I'm going to use my phone to access my spending tracking app, and I'm going to go through every single thing that I spent my money on for June. So I'm going to start off obviously at the 1st of June, and then I'm just going to work my way down. Okay, so on the 1st of June, I bought petrol, which was $77.43. On the 3rd of June, I went to Bottle Mart, which is kind of like a bottle-o or an alcohol store here in Australia, and I bought, I think it was a bottle of Pinot, and I bought a bottle for $19.99. Then I went and I paid my Eastlink bill. So if you live in Melbourne, the Eastlink is like a freeway that has tolls, and every single time you use the road, you have to pay a toll, and I had to top it up, which I topped it up way too much. Normally it's just like $35, but for some reason I must have clicked it twice and changed the amount, because I ended up depositing $85 in there. Who knows why I did that? So yeah, $85 was the next expense. I then spent $18.99 for Spotify, which is a subscription that I would have already budgeted for. So once the money comes out, I then just transfer $18.99 back into my account. Lewis and I must have then gone and got a hot chocolate and coffees because I spent $10.50. I then went back to the same bottle-o or alcohol shop and I must have bought 2 bottles of wine and I spent $36.97. There may be a trend here. Clearly early and mid-June were possibly a stressful time, or I just wanted to have a bit of a party. Next I went to Wendy's, which I love Wendy's. It's a like milkshake, thick shake ice cream shop here in Australia. And I spent $6.58. I'm pretty sure I got like a thick shake with flakes, with like flake on top of it or something like that. It was really yum, I remember that. And then the next day I went to BWS, which is another alcohol or bottle-o shop, and spent $20.50. I'm assuming again on a bottle of Pinot. I love Pinot. It is the best one ever. If there is any alcohol brands watching, feel free to send me some wine. My family and I will do a tasting. We love it. I then paid my phone bill, which is through Optus, and I have a prepaid account. I don't do any plans anymore. I think that they're a waste of money. I spent $30. Next, I had to buy petrol, which was such a rip-off. So much money spent. $82.80. I've never paid that much for petrol, I think, ever. I have a diesel car, which is usually pretty economical, but still, that was just like pulling at the heartstrings. I then spent $10.95 on some Panadol Rapid because Lewis got his wisdom teeth out and he was starting to have some like nerve pain and some jaw pain. So I bought some Panadol Rapid just to help him out, and he said that they were amazing. I then went and got some vitamin C tablets for myself because I'd started to become sick, as you can probably hear, and I've had this sniffly nose and congestion for like a week and a half. It's not the spicy cough. I don't know what it is. It just won't go away. I spent $19.99 for 200 vitamin C tablets. I then had to pay my Stan subscription, which is like Netflix, but just like a different one. That was $19. And I think that's all from that bank account. I'm now going to jump onto the other one and do the same thing. So start at the top. First thing I bought was probably alcohol, let's be honest. Oh, it wasn't. I actually went to Priceline and spent $12. I don't know what I bought from Priceline. Probably some more Panadol or something. I then bought my stepdad his birthday present, which was a really nice all wool Tommy Hilfiger like crew neck, kind of, not crew neck, it was like a business jumper. It looks really, really nice. Anyway, that was on sale and I got it for $150. Lewis and I then went to go see Hamilton, the musical, here in Melbourne. I have mixed feelings about Hamilton. I liked it, but I think that you have to understand the American settlement in order to fully understand the musical theatre. So we went across the road to Betty's Burgers and had dinner. Delicious. Best burgers in Melbourne so far. Spent $57 there. And then the next day, I had to go and get more fuel, but I didn't want to spend... I think I must have only had a certain amount of money left in my petrol account because I only spent $24. So that must have only given me like a tiny bit of petrol. I then had to pay for my license renewal, which was $86. That was already budgeted for. I just transfer the money from different bank accounts. Lewis and I went to go and check out a new brewery in our area. So we had 2 pots of beer and then a bowl of chips, and that was $27. We then went to get some coffees, and I must have got something else because I spent $8 at one place and then $15 at another. So I must have got like a milkshake and then like a muffin, and then I must have bought Lewis's coffee. I don't know. Anyway, so I got that. And then I bought 2 Billabong jumpers. It was 2 for $99. So I got like a mineral green jumper and then a black jumper. When I say jumper, I mean like hoodie. So that was 2 for $99. I then bought some charcoal chicken chips, which is just like gravy and cheese with chips. So good. I got that and that was $9. Oh, amazing. Like the best lunch, especially when it's cold. I then went to Mecca and I got a clay face mask and a new eyebrow pencil. That was $51. And lastly, is this the last? No, not the last thing, second last thing. I bought 3 items from Petal & Pup. I did use a discount code, so it came, not mine, someone else's. It came down, well, I don't have one. It came down to $207. I haven't actually tried on that stuff yet. I'm gonna wait until I do a vlog and do like a first impressions kind of thing. So it was $207 for 3 items. And then the last thing that I bought in the month of June, Lewis and I went down to like Mansfield area, so like the Alpine region in Victoria, and we went to a winery called Delightite. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to... Delightite? Oh, I'm going to put the name of it like here somewhere. Delightite Wines. It's in Mansfield. And we had 2 wine tastings and I bought 2 bottles of wine. So that came to $93. Such a pretty winery and the wines were amazing. The only thing I was a little bit disappointed in was the fact that you had to pay for the tastings and they weren't like reimbursed upon purchase. Because like normally when you go to a winery, they'll say, okay, it's $10 per person for a tasting, but it's redeemable on purchase. But this time it wasn't. So I was a little bit disappointed in that because like the majority of wineries do it, but small business, it's okay, happy to support. So now I'm hoping that my calculations are correct, but for my variable expenses total, it was $1,278.70. Keep in mind though, like that sounds like an absurd amount of money. Keep in mind though is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of those expenses were budgeted for. So that is the amount of money that I spent, yes, but the actual amount that I budgeted for was $591. So my expenses for the month of June were around $700, which is way over what I budget for. I must have got an extra paycheck in June to be able to afford that because that's insane. Yeah, so I love doing these kinds of videos and looking at my expenses for the month because then it shows me what I can cut back on, which I can definitely cut back on the alcohol purchases because that was like five alcohol purchases. I can definitely cut back on the coffees and then just like all the other random bits of spending that I seem to get stuck with my money. So please let me know down below if you did enjoy watching this video. If you want to see other types of videos like this, please make sure that you hit subscribe. Hit that like button as well so then other people can see exactly how much money I spend every single month, which is crazy. I might do this again in another couple of months and see if there's a difference. See if I did cut back on my alcohol spending, my coffee, my like chicken and chip spending. But yeah, I do hope that you guys did enjoy it. Again, love to hear from you in the comments and I will see you in another video sometime in the very near future. Bye guys.